Hi everybody. It is the second weekend of the final month of the season of November. College football is winding down. We're into about the third week of the championships of the bowl of the polls coming out. Speaking of the polls, I will now use the poll rankings for my picks this week, as I did last week when they first came out. Don't take any of these picks to Vegas. I'm not promising anything. This is just what I think is going to happen, and I hope you guys agree. If you don't, you can let me know about it on Twitter, or however you want to know, however you want to do that. So let's just get the picks going, guys. It's time. Let's jump on board. Welcome back to the show. My name is Harry James Taylor. Let's just go ahead and do the picks part and get everything settled there. There are two games that start at 11 a.m. on as far as the Big 12 is concerned. The first game is Kansas. Well, and they'll be at 15th ranked TCU on Fox Sports 1. I'm going to go with TCU. I think that they were a little bit overmatched with Oklahoma State. This time, I think Kansas is a little bit overmatched. Would be a slight. Well, let's just say they're just more than a little bit. Let's just say that. Now there is one more game on the Big 12 docket that has bowl implications, as Texas will be on the road at those hostile West Virginia Mountaineers on ESPNU. That is a wild place to watch a college football game. I went there last year with my Sooners. And with that being said, and with Texas only good win coming against a pretty good looking Oklahoma team thus far. That's their only good win they have. I'm going to go with West Virginia in this one. The 2:30 docket is pretty interesting, as Kansas, as these two teams are looking for bowls. Kansas State at Texas Tech, Fox Sports 1. Texas Tech looking for a bowl. Bill Snyder looking to not finish with a losing record. I'm going to go with Texas Tech in this ball game. The other ball game on ESPN. This is the interesting one, as eighth ranked Oklahoma State will be at Iowa State on ESPN. These guys remember what happened 2 years ago, so I'm going to go with 8th ranked Oklahoma State. And people forget that Oklahoma State actually had a lead in that game. Just saying. At 7 o'clock p.m., the final Big 12 game, the primetime Big 12 game. There's finally a primetime Big 12 game, and it is my Sooners for the second straight weekend. This time they are at Baylor on ABC. I kind of went back and forth on this one, but in the end, I went with Oklahoma. I think that we're just better offensively, defensively. I think we're just a better statistics. So that's why I'm taking that one. All around college football, there are two games that were on Tuesday night. Kent State was at Ohio on ESPNU. I went with Ohio. And Toledo was at Central Michigan on ESPN2. And I went with Central Michigan. Wednesday night, there were two more games. Northern Illinois was at Buffalo on ESPNU. I went with Buffalo. And Bowling Green was at Western Michigan on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock. I went with Western Michigan. Thursday night football, Louisiana Lafayette was at South Alabama. I went with South Alabama on ESPNU. I went with South Alabama. And Virginia Tech was at Georgia Tech on ESPN Both teams looking to kind of do a little bit of something. I think that Georgia Tech got a good win last weekend over Florida State a few weeks ago, and they will keep on with that. So I think they're going to beat Virginia Tech. Friday night games. There is one Friday nighter, and that is USC Southern Cal will be at Colorado on ESPN2. I'm going to go with the Trojans of USC. Normal Saturday games. Everything starts, of course, at 11 a.m. as it always does. ESPN News has that one as Pittsburgh will be at Duke. I'm going to go with Duke. CBS will have Georgia and Auburn. I'm going to go with Georgia at Auburn. I'm going to go with Georgia. That one's on CBS. On ESPN, you can catch number 11th ranked Florida at South Carolina. I'm going to go with Florida. SEC Network will have University of North Texas at Tennessee. I'm going to go with Tennessee. Great fans out there, by the way, in Knoxville. CBS Sports Network has Tulane and Army. I'm going to go with Army. ABC will have the Ohio State University, the number 3 team in the nation, at Illinois. I'm going to go with Ohio State. Michigan State will try to bounce back at home against Maryland. Maryland at number 13th ranked Michigan State. I'm going to go on ESPN2. I'm going to go with Michigan State. Purdue will be at 18th ranked Northwestern on the Big Ten Network. I'm going to go with Northwestern. And Akron will be at Miami of Ohio on ESPN3.com. I'm going to go with Akron. 11:30 a.m. games. Florida State will host North Carolina State. NC State at 16th ranked Florida State on ESPN3. I'm going to go with FSU. Another ACC game will be Virginia at Louisville on ESPN3.com. Also at 11:30, I'm going to go with Louisville. Moving up the docket till 1 p.m. University of Texas El Paso will be at the University of Charlotte on Fox College Sports. I'm going to go with Charlotte. ESPN3 will have Utah State at Arizona. At Utah State at Air Force. I'm going to go with Air Force on ESPN3.com. The 2 o'clock p.m. games, University of Massachusetts, UMass, will be at Eastern Michigan on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Eastern. Also on ESPN3.com, Arkansas State will be at University of Louisiana Monroe on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Arkansas State. And on regular television on the Pac-12 network, Washington will be at Washington State. And actually, Washington will be at UCLA, I do believe. I don't know who they're. Well, I have Arkansas State on Pac-12 Network, but that can't be right because they have the other game, so we're going to skip that one. 2:30 p.m., Miami of Florida will be at University of North Carolina, 23rd ranked in the nation on ESPNU. I'm going to go with UNC. Wake Forest will be at 4th ranked in the nation, Notre Dame on, of course, NBC, as every home game for Notre Dame's on NBC. I'm going to go with Notre Dame, by the way. Clemson tries to defend their number 1 ranking at Syracuse. I'm going to go with number 1 Clemson. The mirror game from ABC, ESPN. You'll see a Michigan State or regular Michigan, number 14th ranked in the country, at Indiana on ESPN2 ABC Mirror. I'm going to go with Michigan. Alabama will be at Mississippi State on CBS Sports Network, on CBS National. I'm actually going to go with Mississippi State in this ball game. I think that Alabama's reign is done, but to kind of prove that and to nail the coffin in that, they kind of have to end it, and I think it kind of ends in Michigan at Mississippi State. Should be a good one. Florida International will be at Marshall on Fox College Sports. I'm going to go with Marshall. Nebraska will be at Rutgers on the Big Ten Network. I'm going to go with Rutgers. Georgia Southern will be at Troy on ESPN. I'm going to go with Georgia Southern. And finally, SMU will be at 20th ranked Navy on CBS Sports Network. I'm going with the Navy Midshipmen. 3 p.m., Georgia State will be at Texas State on ESPN3.com. I'm going to go with Texas State. Also on the SEC Network at 3 p.m., Kentucky will be at Vanderbilt on the SEC Network. I'm actually going to go with Kentucky and the Mark Stoops in this. Both Stoops planning on, and I think will get big-time wins. Of course, Mark aiming for bowl implications. Oklahoma and Bob Stoops, of course, aiming for not only a bowl, but Big 12 representation and national representation. 4 p.m., ESPN3.com. Our Appalachian State will be at Idaho. I'm going to go with App State. 6 p.m., number 22nd ranked Temple will be at South Florida. I'm on CBS Sports Network. I'm going to go with 22nd ranked Temple. And just down the road from where we are in Waco in Houston will be another big-time game on ESPN2. 21st ranked Memphis tries to bounce back and get a win at number 24 ranked Houston on ESPN2. I'm going to go with Houston. 6:15 p.m. Arkansas will be at 19th ranked LSU on ESPN. I'm actually going to go with Arkansas in this ball game. So just look out for that one. 6:30 p.m. on Fox. Oregon will be at 7th ranked Stanford. I'm going to go with Oregon. Stanford's gotten Oregon when Oregon's been the better team. I think that Oregon might be able to get some revenge this time, though, even though the game's at Palo Alto. Also, BYU and Missouri on the SEC Network from Kansas City. The Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium. I'm going to go with Brigham Young. Tulsa will be at Cincinnati on ESPN News, also at 6:30. I'm sticking with Cincinnati. A little bit later, the other 7 o'clock kick, of course, Oklahoma Baylor, one of them. The other one is Minnesota, as they will be at 5th ranked Iowa on the Big Ten Network. I'm going to go with Iowa. They're not going to lose yet. The late night cap starts at 9 p.m. with number 10 Utah at Arizona. Fox Sports 1. I'm going to go with Utah. 9:15. New Mexico will be at Boise State on ESPNU at 9:15. I'm going to go with New Mexico. 9:30 p.m. I'm sorry, there's two of them. Wyoming will be at San Diego State on CBS Sports Network. I'm going to go with San Diego State. And Oregon State will be at Cal on the Pac-12 Network. I'm actually going to go with Cal in this ball game. And the final game of the night, 9:45. The Leacher, Mike Leach and Washington State are at 19th ranked UCLA. I'm going with on ESPN, and I'm going with UCLA. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my picks. My name is Harry James. Thanks for watching. You can find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. I also Periscope, Snapchat, and occasionally I blab. So all that on the social media rocket, you got me. Thanks for watching, everybody, and Boomers, and everybody have a great college football weekend. And I really hope my Sooners can beat Baylor to make a fun one next weekend with TCU. Till then, guys, thanks for watching and take care. Enjoy College Football Saturday, everybody. I'm out of here. See ya.